In this video, we'll talk about boxing, listing, and gallery, also opacity. So what means box? Actually, for HTML, we talk about that all HTML elements can be considered as boxes. What's that? Look at this image here. So you can say it looks like a box, right? Think about that we have a paragraph. For a paragraph, we have content in the middle. And you can see we have padding, we have border, we have margin. So everything together, we have a box. So no matter it's a paragraph, it's an image, or it's a division. So let's say example. So here we have, as I said, this is structure. So I would like to start with the structure. Also, we have an image. We have an image outside. So first, we have an image means desert in the same folder. First, we have the image. img src equal to, we like control the width equal to 100, height equal to 100. Then we have a paragraph. Paragraph. Then we have something. What means we need to get some content, but that's okay. So website design. I just copy it multiple times, so we get more paragraphs. You can copy anything here. That's fine. Just say we need a paragraph here. Okay. We need to, don't forget to close it. Okay, then save it. Let's see what we get. We get something like this. So here we have the image. It's 100. I can make the image a little bigger. This is 100 for the image. This paragraph. Now we want to see the width of the, for example, for the image actually maybe like 300. And also we want to control the size of the paragraph. Like the width, if we control like 300, we start from 26 pixel. Let's see what we get. So this is 26. Let's make a border so we can see the size clear. First, we put some border. We use okay, put a border like a blank, solid, and we use 10 pixel. We get the border. Remember the size of the image. You can compare. The image size is 300, but the text the width is 260. However, the border will have 110. 10 because we have two sides will be 20. 20 plus 260 will be 280. So you can say 280 is the paragraph, and the 300 is the image. So if we add for the paragraph, if we add like a margin, we want again 10 pixel margin. So think about say now the width of the paragraph, the content is 260. The border, because border will have two sides. So one side is 10, two sides will be 20. The same is for margin. 20 margin, 20 border, and 260. Total will be 300. That means the border and the image should have the same. Let's reload the code. Can you see it? Actually, you can see two sides because for the boarding, for the margin we cannot see it. But actually, the width of the total box is the same, is 300. But you just couldn't see the margin. Margin is transparent. So you can say the content. We just control the content. We haven't put a padding yet. So content, the width is 260. The border 10. Two sides will be 20. Margin will be 20. So totally will be everything together. The box will be 300. So we can say in this example, the same thing. Here, if we change the margin as padding, remember margin has to be transparent. You couldn't put it on color. For the padding, save it. This is the difference. So you can say, actually, we have this is content 260, and the padding inside the border 20, and the width of the with the border 20. So total we have 300. So we have the same size as the image. But for the padding have the same color as your background color as the text. So if we want to put some background color, like a background color, like a light blue, save it. So if we reload the code, you can see for the padding, actually padding has the same background color as the context, but the margin is totally transparent. So that's the padding, border, and the margin. So the total size box should be the width of the content, left padding, right padding, left border, left margin, and right margin. The same thing for the height. So that's the border, margin, padding, and the context. Next, we'll learn about CSS. We have learned this before. So actually in CSS, we use some different name. Like say this, we call a selector. We'll have a decoration. We'll have a property. But it's the same thing. We use tag or attribute. Here we need to learn something called listing selectors. What does that mean? Think about the example. Here we have a paragraph. First, let's see what we have. Yeah, this paragraph will have background as light blue. Think about say we have another paragraph. Here we end a division. Division. We close the division. Then inside the division we have a paragraph. And we have it's inside division. I copy it several times. Okay, and then close it. Let's see what we get. We get the same format, but you can see the border, you can see the background color, because here the paragraph, because both of them are paragraph, so we get the same format. However, we can control, for example, because the second one, this one, is inside the division, so we can control it. So how to do that? Div and div and space paragraph, and we control the background color. Light, we want to put the color as light green. let's see what we get. It gets something different. Let's check our code. Okay, just because we don't close the DSS, we need to put style, the div paragraph. Okay, style, heading, body, imaging. Okay, everything looks good. Paragraph. Okay, let's see what we get. Reload the code. Okay, we get something like this. So can you see the difference? So this one in the bottom is inside the division. This one is outside. So in our coding, what are doing? First, the first one is the paragraph outside the division, and the second one is paragraph inside division. You can say how we control a paragraph inside division. We use div space paragraph. That is called the nesting selector, just like this. Why it's nesting? Because of this paragraph inside the division is different from this paragraph. So this is a nested paragraph. This is the outside paragraph. So that is called the nesting selector. Sometimes we need to control, for example, we have something inside division, we'll have something outside. We can control them differently. So that's the idea called the nesting selector. Next, we introduce a website. It's called the image gallery, just like this. Here, look at those images. Those small images actually is a link, right? When we move the mouse over it, you can see the shape. When we click the image, we get a big image. We can go next page. It's very slow. Okay, we can return to home. So we will introduce this in next class. How to create a gallery. So you can think about how we can do this. Actually, we have learned everything we need. For example, like the position, like the image link. So it should be, or like we use the division. Everything here is the division. Okay, we'll do this next class. Finally, we learn something is called opacity. What's that? Think about here we have for division. For division, this results. If we put some opacity, open, O. Let's check the opacity, OPA. Okay, like 0.4. This number has between 0 and 1. You cannot put 1.5. Let's say what do we get? Can you say on the second paragraph? So we get something opacity. Can you say it? Or if we add this number like 0.9, then what's the difference? So if we put a big number, we get more transparency. If we put like 0.1, we get more opacity. Let's reload the code. You can see the opacity. So that's the opacity. Opacity can be used for paragraph, can be for division, can be for image. So that's the idea for opacity. The same thing. If we want to use opacity for the image, so we just inside the code, we don't have an image here, so just put the image. Opacity, like 0.1. then you can see that's the 0.1 compensity. Well, number is bigger and we get more transparency. If number is small, like 0.1, we get more opacity. That's about this video.